football fans, Gooners of the world. This is Shatta from the Uncensored Arsenal, and next to me on the picture, that looks like George. No. That's the lovely Byso. The lady Gooner, the most knowledgeable lady Gooner I have ever seen on Twitter, and who is part of the Uncensored Arsenal team. And she's subbing for Blackburn George, who couldn't make it today. And on my right, and probably on your left, is the one and only Ehab, Captain Ehab, the talent and scouting expert of the Uncensored Arsenal YouTube. And you are, guys, Ehab has the easiest job today. He's analyzing Manchester City. And Byso is going to tell us how Arsenal is going to win. Before I do, guys, remember, we are the little YouTube channel that can. We are the ones who are aiming at being factual, objective, realistic, while everybody else is relying on hype. But remember, these are the guys that told you, for 10 years that anybody but Wenger can make Arsenal challenge. These are the guys that told you if Arsenal spends more money, we will be challenging. We happen to say the otherwise, and we have been proven right. So that is why, instead of the thousands flocking to other channels, we hope that you'll subscribe to the Uncensored Arsenal YouTube channel and our weekly previews and our content, perhaps 2 or 3 times a week, mostly done by Blackburn George and myself. Welcome, Byso. Welcome, Ehab. Maybe you want to say a word before I proceed. Byso, want to say hello? You're looking like George.
Alrighty. Hi, everyone.
You just woke up somewhere in Central Time, and Ehab is way over somewhere in the world having a day off. Guys, so tomorrow morning, very early our time, I think it's 12:30 in English time.
English time, yeah.
Yes, our club, Arsenal Football Club, takes on the champions of England, Manchester City, who just recently spanked Norwich City, who are champions of the championship, 5-0. They lost to Tottenham 1-0 on their opening day. And we have lost our first 2 opening games, but we spanked West Brom, their second team, 6-0 on Wednesday, and we look all set to go. Captain Ehab, we all look set to go. How is Manchester City looking for this game?
Actually, it's a good time to catch Manchester City. They are a little bit in, I'm not going to say transition. Things are getting a little bit weird for them. KDB is not playing. Mendy is accused of rape.
Well, I saw that.
Yeah, CR7 is
on his way over.
Is on his way over. There's speculation. It's bigger than the game with Arsenal.
Yes.
They have just landed in a crazy group against Paris Saint-Germain and
PSG. I think PSG is in that. Paris Saint-Germain. I'm sorry. Yep.
PSG and Leipzig and another team.
Yes.
So it's a tough group, and they're thinking about that. They are thinking about Champions League more than Premier League. So it's a good play. It's a good time to catch them. But the thing is, this team is so deep.
Yes.
If they have the right mood, they can beat any team in Europe. Not only Arsenal. I mean, we all saw what Gundogan can do when he starts for Kevin De Bruyne as a cam or as an advanced position. He was Player of the Month 2 months in a row in the Premier League last season, just because KDB was injured.
Yes.
And we know that Sterling always gave us trouble, even when we used to defend well and play him smart. He always had that slick movement. He always was at his best against Arsenal. I think all the English player on our side makes him feel comfortable. Like
all these London players are revved up to play us, and he's a London boy.
Yeah, probably he's happy to be back home.
Yes.
And we have they have Jack Grealish, who has something to prove. So this is his first big game. He's gonna show up. I think they. I think we caught them at a good time. Is it going to be enough or not? It's just Mendy missing is going to be a problem for them. Their defense is solid. It gets better every year. Rodri is getting better if he plays Fernandinho with Gundogan, or he decides to play. I mean, KDB missing is not a big deal.
Nah, nah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, Gundogan, and they have Bernardo Silva, and they have Mahrez, and all these people can create and play up top, and do things. If they are not in the mood, like if they are not distracted, this is the best time to play them, and I hope they are distracted. This is the only thing that might actually make this game a little bit watchable,
Um,
and that's it.
but also before we wrap up on your little segment here, and also Pep. There's talk that Pep, um, this is his valedictory. He wants to take a break. So that might also be a factor. Byso.
Yes, please.
So Arsenal come into this game with a little wind behind the sail, but I did a poll, and I want to thank everyone who participated in this poll and on the team for promoting it. And it's instructive. It started off because I was tracking it and I shared it with you guys in our group. It started off with enthusiasm edging pessimism by about 2 points. At the end of the day, pessimism took over. It ended up with pessimism at 36.7%. And I'm not exaggerating here. We don't do exaggeration on. I try not to. I know I sometimes fall into it, so I'm not perfect. But somewhat pessimistic is 20.3%. So that's a total of 57% more or less. And then somewhat optimistic is 31.6%, and optimism a bare 11 point something percent. So Arsenal fans, at least going by our poll, aren't seeing much out of this game. Your thoughts on this? How can we win this?
Oh, the only way we can win it is by a stroke of luck, right? We historically we have a very poor record against Guardiola's Man City in the Premier League. We did manage to beat them, twice in the FA Cup for 2 of our FA Cup wins, but in the Premier League is another different kettle. We can't even get close enough for a draw, And even though the score lines we've recorded against them, traditional 3-1, 3-0, 2-0, and the rest of them, they're not huge margins, but they don't reflect the true nature of the game because we've been, as in like they are so superior in every aspect of the game, on the ball, off the ball, in defense, in midfield, in attack, that, if you look at the scoreline in isolation, you don't get to realize how much of a golf in class, that particular match was. So, it's no surprise that the Arsenal fans are pessimistic. But like Ehab said, this is usually the best time to catch Man City in the beginning of the season.
Yes.
Because they don't tend to start off like a house on fire. And like Ehab has made this point about City, they're in transition, they have some distractions on and off the pitch and the rest of them. So, but then again, we are going into that game having not scored a goal in the first 2 games, recording the worst ever start to a season by the club. So we're carrying our problems as well,
Yes.
But if we approach this game with a cup game mindset, go in there and give it 110%, we can stand a chance to even come out with a respectable draw. But I'm not too hopeful that we could, because we have really young lads in a really young lad in the middle of the park. We're missing first choice defender. Yes, he has only played one game for us, but if he's
Come
supposed
on,
to be
come
our
on,
first
Byso.
choice,
Come on. First choice.
no,
You mean
if
first
he
choice
is
in
supposed to
money?
be our first choice,
Yes.
that's just a fact, right? So if he's someone that's missing, and Mari has not started the season well, then
Yes.
we're having some problems at the back anyways. We don't know which right back we're going to start the game with. So Arsenal is carrying a lot of problems into the match itself. So but again, if they approach it with a cup mindset, like, okay, we need to get something on the board before the international break, we could come out there with a respectable draw. But
Mm.
I'm not exactly sure where I see a win coming from.
But let me put this to Ehab. Ehab, City outplayed its last two rivals. Don't be misled by the scoreline when they played Spurs. Where was this game? Was it at
Yes,
home or where
no,
was it?
White Hart Lane,
It was at White Hart Lane. Okay.
whatever they call their
They
new
still
stadium.
call it that.
No,
Yeah,
it's
a
not.
good,
It's White Hart Lane, but
yeah. They had 60 something percent possession. They had twice the number of touches, twice the number of passes almost. I'm not being specific. I'm not going to be exaggerate, but almost something like that. But what they created chances, but Ferran Torres and Gabriel Jesus were horrible. And that's perhaps why they're going for CR7. What kind of lineup do you expect? I mean, I don't think you think it will be as bad as Norwich? Ehab.
He's gonna come back with Gabriel Jesus. He has no other option at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Probably gonna go with Mahrez if he's playing, and I'm not sure if he's gonna. I think he's gonna go with Sterling and Grealish on the sides with
Mm-hmm.
Mahrez, and I don't know if Mahrez starts. I think Gundogan starts in the middle, or he keeps Gundogan at the second CM and starts Mahrez in as a cam if he has that option. Um, Whichever he plays, it's going to be a swarming attack. They all skilled players who can keep the ball, who could pass, who could shoot, who could score, all of them. Anybody other than Rodri or Fernandinho, anybody else who's not a defender can score, shoot, and pass. What's gonna happen to him is he got settled into a thing where his left back and his left winger were a little bit in sync, and this is gonna with Mendy not playing, it's gonna change the whole thing a little bit. What I can say is they are going to beat us down the wings, like Byso said. Our right back situation hasn't been settled until now.
So just a moment there. So Cedric Suarez is up in the air.
Mm,
Amen is up in the air. We have Chambers who we have been playing a lot. So that's why you say we are not settled, just for the benefit of the audience.
yeah, Chambers is a better right CB than a right
Back.
back.
Yes.
I think it still haven't been decided. Like we started Cedric one game, then we started Chambers another game, and now and the AMN was there for half of the game against WBA, so nobody knows who's gonna start.
Yes.
Bayern is still on the team, although he doesn't want to play with the team. They say he's back and
Right.
available for projection. You never know. Maybe he gives them a few minutes.
And apparently he has an injury. Apparently he's injured. Or at least that's what they say.
Yeah, he just wants to move. What it's going to be is going to even on the right side, and Arsenal fans will not admit this. We've been horrible defensively on our left side too, but nobody says that because we all love Kieran Tierney.
Yes.
Uh, we've been horrible on that side, and it's not anybody's fault. But he's playing Kieran Tierney as a left wing, and you don't expect the left wing to be back in time in position for every attack, especially. And if you go back and watch last time Mahrez played against Kieran Tierney, it was a massacre.
You know,
Uh,
I didn't get a chance to look, but the real aficionados and people with better memories than me may recall that. Let me bring Byso in here. Byso,
Yeah.
he makes a very good point, and that is Ehab. The left side was horrible against Chelsea, and I'm not sure. Everybody was bad against. Was not really up to scratch against Brentford, and the issue there was that Saka was not helping down. Well, we were all dragged out of position, and this game that Arteta likes to play to move Xhaka more to the left. He had Xhaka trying to help down with the fellow from Chelsea there, and we were very exposed. What kind of formation are you expecting us to play? We played 4-3-3 more or less against Brentford, but I find it hard to believe that Arteta will take a 4-3-3 against City. Your thoughts on this?
So, there are a lot of school of thought, and me included, that we need to revert to a back three because all of our defenders literally are screaming back three at us.
Yes.
Ehab talked about Callum Chambers being a right centre back, better right centre back, but I disagree that he's a better right centre back in a 2. He is a better right centre back in a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
True.
So
yes.
We can have him there in a 3. Holden has played the left centre back for a very long time when we're playing a back 3 under Arsene, so he can handle that position. And we have Murray, marshalling them in the middle. So all of our defenders available, just screaming back 3 formation, right?
Yes.
So far we've seen Arteta being a little bit reluctant to return, to revert to that formation. So what I think he's going to do tomorrow is to give us a 4-2-3-1.
You feel so?
Yeah.
He's going to play.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do, because I would have expected that if he was planning to play a back 3 tomorrow, then he could have experimented with it against West Brom, where we had the chance to, work out any kinks in the system against a lesser opposition. And we didn't do that. So I think he's going to go with a 4-2-3-1. If Tierney is back, then I think he could well start with Tavares on right back and Tierney at left back.
Tavares is heavily left-footed. That's the problem I'm having.
He's ambidextrous, so
really.
Yeah, he can play with the two sides. His right side is much stronger than most people who are left-footed. Really? If he's strong enough, I don't know, but he's very proficient on his right side as well. So I will not be surprised if I see Tavares start.
Well, obviously, I haven't seen much of him, and I'm honest here, and so you're telling me things I didn't know, and I hope the audience appreciates this, because I only saw him against Benfica against us, and he was torturing us, at least in an attacking point of view. I'm not sure he's a very good defender.
No, he's not good going back towards his own goal. He's very good. So, I mean, the what we can hope for, and that's another reason why, it would be better if you go with a back 3, because our fullbacks are quite suspect going backwards, but
yes,
very proficient going forward. So why don't we just have them convert them to wing backs and just have an extra man in defense, And that also will help shield Lokonga and Xhaka in the middle as well. Provide them with a little bit more cover. So, but I don't know. That's what I would put out there anyways.
Well, audience, we're trying to see how our Arsenal can come out of this and maybe shock the world, because we
haven't shocked the world in a very long time yet.
Yes, but because our pessimism, fan pessimism is a contrarian indicator, and but on the other hand, and this, I'm be getting technical here, but it's a little of a dialectic. You have, You play very well against West Brom, and it gets the other team's attention. And so if they were going to get complacent, they're going to say, okay, Arsenal looks like they can score goals eventually. Ehab, how will, I know you said this before, but 3 at the back, 5 at the back, how will Pep approach it? Remember, West Brom didn't attack us on the flanks. They were very open. Have people carrying on for ages. You know, a goalkeeper makes a ball that split their lines, and they think that he should be starting. Come on, guys. You know, how will Chelsea, how will Man City approach this? Ehab?
Man City, I think, I don't know if they're gonna play it, but this is how this is supposed to go.
Okay, that's what we want to hear from you.
Yeah, he has to go 3 at the back, Pep.
But Pep hasn't played 3 at the back for the first 2 games. He played 4 at the back.
I think to beat the what Arteta is trying to do, Arteta tries to sneak out the left and right through Saka and Aubameyang. And Pepe, this is what he's trying to do, and he's stopped that efficiently, Pep, with using Kyle Walker as a center back. And
yes, he did.
Yeah, he's done it. He's done it before, and he used Cancelo, Joao Cancelo as a right back or right wing back, and this totally neutralized Aubameyang, because now when you're trying to send Aubameyang down the right or down the left, he already has a right back waiting for him there, who's a center back now, and there are already 2 center backs behind him. There's no space. There's no space behind it if somebody want to make a run. They are already set on defense, and Cancelo is coming back. So within 3 seconds, Aubameyang is trapped between 2 defenders. And, you know, Fernandinho coming back, if he gets away his fouling, that's it. It's gone. If he goes with 3 at the back, he gives a chance for Pep and Aubameyang or Pepe, Aubameyang or Saka, Aubameyang or whoever starts on the flanks. They give them a chance to sneak down the right and left and catch 2 center backs in a space that's 40 yards by 40 yards, and that's a huge space for 2 people to cover. And so what's going to happen is he's going to revert to 3 at the back. This is how I feel it, especially with Mendy gone. He's going to go with 3 at the back, Consuelo on the right side. On the left side, he's going to go with the winger, who's Sterling, with Grealish, Mahrez, and Jesus down the middle, going to one, and what's his name, Rodri, as the middle 2. As long as he goes down the flanks, this is over. This is. I want to say something for 1 minute about Arsenal.
Yeah.
What's we're doing wrong is we haven't attacked enough.
We lost you. We lost.
Sorry. Okay.
Say that again. Say that again. We lost you.
We haven't got our Arsenal to attack well, and in the final third, our players are isolated. So Arteta has done something utterly stupid. He's moving our CMs a little bit up the field just to give the illusion that we have more people in the final third, and to help them deliver the final ball easier. Shaka is playing a little bit up front, more up front. Partey or Lokongo is carrying the ball up front. And our right and left backs are moving a little bit too up front, and it's exposing us to the counter attacks.
Yes.
It is killing the team, and this is what's gonna kill us against weaker teams. And this is not how you do it. If you want to be brave, you want to be brave in different numbers. If it was me, I would play 3 at the back. I would play Kieran Tierney as a third center back, Chambers on the right. I will have both my wing backs go up front.
Who would be your wing backs? Who would be your wing backs?
I would go with Pepe and Saka, for example. And
But he seems reluctant to do that. I'm going to throw this all at Byso because she has a better feel. Yeah. I'm an old fart. I mean, how you and Byso, you and Ehab are on the same note. Play 3 at the back, but who will he play? Because He doesn't want to play Saka that deep. He doesn't want to. And Pepe is not. He's not a wing back. We have a problem there. What? Give me the personnel. Give me the personnel. Give the audience. Some people are tuning in and want to hear. Tell me how he's going. And you know what Ehab said? He's pushing up. Well, he's trying to against West Brom. He pushed up Xhaka. He tried to push up Xhaka against Chelsea. It didn't work. You know,
yeah, absolutely.
How he's trying to play 4 at the back, trying to push up those 2 in the. And I agree with Ehab for the pretense. Well, I don't know if it's a pretense, but he's trying to look more attacking. But what to the personnel? Seriously, honestly. Okay, we agree with 3 at the back, but who's going to be his wing backs?
I would say for my left wing back, it's got to be Saka. Saka has to be the left wing back. For the right wing back, I will go with Bellerin.
Bellerin is injured and Bellerin wants out.
Well, he wants out, but Bellerin. There's the news report that's come out. I think yesterday or this morning. I can't remember. He's available for selection. So.
Oh, he is, because that was up to yesterday. I was reading he was. That he was injured.
No,
but so okay, so
I
with
would
those
say
2,
Bellerin at right wing back.
yeah,
and have someone cover him at the right center back.
right. Somebody who is and you're saying Chambers. I think you're both saying Chambers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Do you? Before I'm going to ask you, do you think he'll adapt those tactics? That's what we are advocating. But do you think he will adapt it? And we are all. I'm sure people dismiss us as amateurs. But do you think he'll adapt those tactics, Byso? Before I move on,
I'm not sure. I don't think he will, because he hasn't shown any indication that he will in the first 3 games. Right.
Mm-hmm.
He had a perfect opportunity to do that, to match Chelsea's back 3 formation, and he didn't do that.
Oh God, we
also had the opportunity to go out on a practice run against West Brom, and we didn't do that. So, and I'm not sure that we're going to do that. But if it does, it will give us a better chance at coming out there with a respectable result.
Ehab, what are your predictions? What is the result? We're going to wrap this up in a few. What is your prediction?
I think we are due a big one. This is 5-0 City.
Wow, Ehab.
Yeah, we are.
I know you were more pessimistic in the beginning of the week. You got more optimistic.
It's not a bad thing, but it's not unfortunate. It's a team that we're supposed to lose to right now. We're not supposed to lose to anybody, but the situation we are in. Because to be honest, I don't believe we're a much worse team than City. But this is blasphemous on Twitter.
Blasphemous on the big YouTube accounts too.
Yeah, you cannot say that, because we have a great team, but we cannot. It's gonna be cowardly, and we're gonna sit on our back heels, and they're just gonna keep banging at it until it falls down. And I think Grealish and Sterling are gonna have a field day. Gundogan is gonna be in there too. And imagine when KDB and CR7 come back in. This is going to be something else. But this is going to be. I think we got lucky. One time we lost to them 1-0, and they had like 19 shots on target. This was like last year or something. They scored 1 goal like in. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't remember. They had
Sterling header.
They scored an early goal, right?
Yeah, Sterling header. Yeah.
And we stayed on it, and we didn't even. I remember Aubameyang clearing the ball from the edge of our area, and it falls to Diaz, and he just passes it back to KDB, who turns and attacks us again.
Yes,
it's like a training.
KDB was wasteful that day, if I remember. Wasteful. Me and George were talking about it.
The only I think the only time we looked better when Lacazette came back in. What I want to say for half a minute. I'm sorry, but. What I continue to say, we are here because we're not acting like Arsenal. We are not the Arsenal. We are playing cowardly, and we are going to continue doing that. We are going to play as per the other coach, other managers play. It's set for us right now. As I said, you start 3 at the back. You have two wing backs. You have Bayern, you have Chambers and KT as center backs. You attack with the wing backs. You have your center backs overlap them. You drop Chaka a little bit. You start Odegaard next to Chaka. You start Emmett Smith Rowe in the middle. You start a good striker, Aubameyang or Lacazette. They're both very good strikers. Don't let Twitter fool you. This is what you start, and you keep banging on.
Yeah, but he's not. I'm gonna tell you from now, he's not playing with two camps. He's not playing both ESR and Odegaard. Forget it. That is not him. That's what you mean by cowardly. He's not doing. It's too risky, and it's exactly what the pundits on Twitter are going to say. Oh, you should play. Yeah, you should have two deep defensive midfielders. Something that the old geezer would never do because you do have absolutely no chance of coming out with a result. Byso, sorry, Ehab, you want to respond before I go back to Byso?
Okay.
Go ahead if you want to say something on that.
Yeah, just he has to do it because you're losing anyway. I mean, how much worse could it be than losing 2-0 to Brentford in your starting game? What you have to do is, if you attack, think about it. If you attack with two wing backs, have your center backs overlap, like Chambers overlapping Bayern, for example, or KT overlapping Saka, with ESR making Odegaard go a little bit up front and making Chaka drop as a CDM. So Odegaard drops in front with ESR, and you have on one side you're gonna have Saka, KT, Odegaard, and Aubameyang in one corner, with ESR waiting down the middle, okay? And you have from the other side Pepe cutting in. So you have this big numbers. Nobody's isolated. Everybody's around the ball. You attack this, and you know what? I'll take my chances with Ivan Toney running at Chaka and Ben White. I'm okay with that. Let him try to make something out of it. I don't think he will. If he does, that's okay to him because I will have 20 shots on goal. Probably score a couple of them. It's going to be 4-1 or 4-2. We move on out of Brentford with a win.
Thank you, Ehab. But you dream on. It's not going to happen. Byso, am I wrong or right? I mean, you know that I agree with Ehab, but it's not going to happen. Don't you think? And what are your predictions after you respond to that?
I think, heading into every Man City game under Arteta, he's always tried to overcomplicate, and maybe it's in a bit to impress his former boss. Mm-hmm. But we just tend to get it a little bit wrong almost all of the time in terms of the tactics and approach to the game. So he's going to have to find something different in order to get a different result from the standard L against Man City.
Yes.
But it's hard for me to see us not going into that game tomorrow and coming out with anything.
What are your predictions? What is the scoreline?
I think it's going to be a standard 3-0.
So you beat Ehab is 5-0, you are 3-0, and you're all in line with
a standard 3-0, but it all depends on how we approach the game. If we do approach the game as we have approached all of the matches we've played so far, definitely I think it's going to be a standard 3-0. But if we come in with a different mindset, you know what? Even if we lose with a 3-0, let's see what the performance is like, right? That is an indication of what the season is going to be like, right? We can all come up with excuses saying we have Partey out, we have Ben White out, we have this person out. By the end of the day, we've seen these performances for the last 18 months.
18 months, yes.
Mm-hmm. So this is it's not going to be an outlier, right? And we just have to make sure that we put in 110%, and we're not going there to be rolled over like we have done, in the past.
Well, I'm going to wrap this up by saying that 5-0, 3-0. I think that Arteta is going to do everything to keep the scoreline low. Everything in his power. I don't know if that is going to work because that is his mindset. He's not going to play an attacking formation. Forget it, Ehab. That's not the coach that we have. That is not his mentality. He's gonna go back and think about how he beat Manchester City on his way to the FA Cup final. Sit back in a low block and try to sneak and get one on the counter and hang on.
That was a back three formation, you know.
Good, thank you very much. You see, and guys, I think it'll be 2-0. If it's a bad day, it'll be 5-0. But I think it'll be like 2-0. But it's going to be another 3 points lost. It's going to be we're going to lose the trip. That's the whole point. Exactly. I don't think, it's going to be another 3 points loss, no matter how you cut it, with us having absolutely no chance of winning it.
Yeah, so, I've never seen us sit in 20th after a month into the season, and it's 35 years. I don't think I've seen us come 12th.
Yes,
but I've never seen us. I don't think I've ever seen us be 20th after like 1 month of the season. Like we're gonna go into Norwich with
Well, have pity on me, Ehab. I came on board in 2005. Guys, thank you very much. It's 2-0, 3-0, or 5-0. Have your choice. Guys, that is it from the Uncensored Arsenal. Look out for the blog from Shard Gooner. I have come all the time. I failed to mention him. We are focused on trying to grow this YouTube channel, but we still do a blog, and we try to put this up. I'm not sure we'll get this done, but we try to put up a podcast version of these shows. But I remember to like and subscribe. We are way behind those guys who told you anybody but Wenger can make us challenge. We are way behind those guys who told you that if we spend more, we will be better. Doesn't that strike you? Please remember to like and subscribe. People say they want positive content. They are demonstrating against the channel run by the guy from Luton, but they are flocking to him by the thousands. Please remember to like and subscribe to Uncensored Arsenal. We try our best not to exaggerate. There are people saying that these old geezers like me and George must stay off YouTube. I think we're leaving the field open to nonsense, to excess, to hyperbole, to emotionalism. Again, I am preaching, but I have to urge you to build this channel. We are the little YouTube channel that can. Thank you very much, Byso. Thank you very much, Ehab.
Thank you, man. Thanks.
All righty, bye.